Okay, here's the time tunnel in my Star Trax. I designed this because, when you deal with a client, you want to give them real answer. Years ago, we used to, before this, I used to have to print stuff out. All right, so I'd be flipping through papers. I'd be looking into an ephemeris. I would be missing a lot of things. All right, that's going on at the same time, station and stuff like that. So when you look at the time tunnel, we design the spoke here. All right, in the wheel. Those are my natal planet: natal Pluto, natal Jupiter, Uranus. And then the zigzag here, all right, these are planets transiting planet. It could be backward transit, it could be progression, it could be solar arc. Now I got it set for transits, all right. And as you can see, the colors are here. Neptune is yellow, Uranus is magenta, Saturn is black, and they're all here, all right. So now, and as you can see, fourth harmonic here, like I said, they're the squares and the opposition. They're the hard aspect. So these are all hard aspect. As a little thing comes here and cross a spoke, that means that's the exact aspect is, and then it turns around, comes back here. All right. Now, if I put this on a 6 harmonics, 6 harmonics here are sextile, opposition, and trines. So those more or less are good aspect. All right. So now I can see the good aspect. I'm going to have Jupiter make it a good aspect to my Mercury, Neptune, turned around, make a station right here on Neptune. You wouldn't see that otherwise, and come back. So in a good aspect, I don't have too many Jupiter. All right. But let's look at it again. Let's back off here. All right. And so now I see where I am. I see that Saturn will come and hit my my Venus right here. I click on this little thing, and as Saturn square my Venus, Mars is going to be squaring Mars. See, you wouldn't see that otherwise. And this is in January 16th to January 18th, so they're working together. I can advance it to see if there's any other one by using these little marker right here, up and down. I can back off days, so those are the only two aspects going on at the same time. But still, Mars square Mars, taking action when I'm not really happy. Saturn square my Venus, all right, could be dangerous. Now it comes on my moon, Saturn square my moon, all right, and I could advance it to see at the same time Uranus square my Pluto, all right. Right here, we can see that 3 days apart. You see the 5 here means that these aspects are within 5 days. So they'll show the aspect. I could make that less or more. All right. And then it comes back, it turns around, come back on my moon. All right. So I can see it again when it happens. And it gives me the date here, 6/8/2018. All right, so I keep moving. All right, it's the only aspect at that time. Then I can come back and look. It makes a station on my Venus right here. Well, I don't think that's going to be a total happy time for me. And it's going to start roughly here at, I can advance this till I see right there on 8/4. It makes then it comes back again, and it hits, as Mars conjunct my node. Saturn and Mars square my Mercury, and all of a sudden Saturn square my Venus. So here Mars squares my Mercury. All right, so I'm defensive, I'm aggressive. Saturn is on my Venus, I'm not happy. All right, everybody hates me. Oh my God, what a day. So see, you wouldn't see that. So in other words, a whole month here, I'm going to have that little Saturn, making a station on my Venus. Now, you wouldn't see that otherwise, As a matter of fact, more than a month, all right? Because roughly, it's going to be here at the end of July, all the way there to the 8th of December, all right? Of October. And look, this is what's going on at the same time. Right here on the 8th of October, I got Mars squaring Mercury, Mars conjuncting my north node, Jupiter squaring my Mars, and Saturn squaring my Venus. All right. like I said, you wouldn't see that. I see the whole thing. I know that's going to be a pothole there. I call that potholes. I always said to my client, as you go to the next year of life, all right, if you know what the potholes are, you slow down. Because if you go 95 miles an hour on the highway and you hit a potholes, you know where you're going to end up. All right, so you be careful of the potholes. So when I look at Neptune, Neptune is going to come around and make an aspect, because this is Neptune right here, and my Mars is going to be there at the same time. As you can see, Mars squares Neptune, as Neptune's in opposition to Neptune. Oh wow, cloudy day. All right, I mean, acting without not seeing, blindfolded. Mars square Neptune. Oh God, I'm acting up and I don't see where the hell I'm going. So it's time to slow down. All right, now look at Jupiter, and Jupiter square Mercury comes back here and is going to be squaring my midheaven, right there. All right, I'll advance it again on February 2nd, and then I keep going. All right, and then Jupiter is going to be squaring my Saturn 4 days later. So wow, sort of make a station come back and hit me again. All right, in April, the beginning of April, again the same two things here, April 11th and April 8th. All right, I got the same thing, and then it comes back again right here again into the September of next year, 2018. So, but as you can see, the one that's the biggest pothole, I can see it right now. Oh wow, I see it. There's Uranus comes back, hits my Pluto. All right, right here on March 2nd, as Mars is exactly on my descendant, in opposition to my ascendant. Hello, get out of my way. All right, I mean, you know, because this is all kinds of energy. And then it comes back here, and there's the worst one, right? Because as it comes back the next time, and it hits Jupiter right here, and there's Mars in opposition to Pluto, Uranus in opposition to Jupiter, and this is a 5-6, all right, and I'm in 5-3, 5-6. That's in May of next year, and then they keep advancing it, all right, and then the worst thing is when it comes back here, all right, and Mars is going to be the tripper right there. Mars in opposition to Jupiter right here, and then here it is on 5-14, and Mars is in opposition, squaring Uranus. So here I'm going 90 miles an hour. Jupiter, I'm enthusiastic. I'm blind as a bat. And then here's a train wreck right here. Mars squares Uranus. Okay, and then I go a little bit more. Uranus conjuncts Uranus. Mars squares Uranus, and Mars squares Jupiter. Hello. This is going to be all in May, and this is going to be right before UAC. Oh my God! All right, because UAC is like, I think it starts on the 24th or something like that of May. So I'm going to be getting ready for UAC, and as you can see, you know, if I don't trip and break my leg, you know, I'll be fine. So as you can see, this is a big pothole for me, and I wouldn't see that otherwise. Then Uranus comes back again, and look at Mars, makes a station right on Uranus, Neptune, Jupiter right here. The station starts here, and then on 8/12, and then it ends up right here on 9/11. So about a whole month I got Mars squaring Jupiter and Mars squaring Uranus. Hello. So you can see right here, this is going to be maybe the biggest pothole of the year, so I have to be careful. There's one right here, we know that, right here, right? And then there's another one here, and then the station right here. So as you can see, these are and Mars station, Mars here is going to turn on Mercury right here. All right, so now if I want to see what's going on at the same time, and I just put my mouse over here, and I can see as Mars squares Mercury. Mars squares Mercury on June 20th of next year. I keep advancing it to see if I got some other interference, and it looks like, okay, so far I'm good. Mars squares Mercury for the last time. Good. The only thing that's happened is one thing at a time. So as you can see, I see all of that. Now I can go and put this on 6 harmonic. Now I got the good aspect. All right. I see Jupiter is not, like I said, not making a station. It's not doing much except, hitting Neptune here. And as you can see, Mars is in opposition to Uranus as Saturn sextile Jupiter and Jupiter sextile Mercury. So you wouldn't see that Saturn sextile Jupiter here. And as you can see, Saturn, when we look at it, it would be sextiling Saturn sextile Jupiter. All right. So we see it at the same time because we're looking at it. There's my ring right here, going right here. It's hitting this and hitting, the thing at the same time. And then it's going to make a station. And when we look at it, Mars is not too far away from making a station here. But Saturn is going to come around and turn on my Mercury here. And as Mars sextile my Mercury, Saturn sextile my Mercury, making a station all the way to here, which is right here into May. So for a whole month I'm going to have a station of good Saturn Mercury. So at least, I'm going to have my head on straight. So that's good. And this is going to be, way before UAC, but in the beginning of May. So as you can see, I see things, and I would never see that otherwise. So this is the beautiful thing about this part here. Now let's change this here. Let's go here, and let's go here and do this, and pick our favorite guy, Donald Trump. All right, and then I can go into here, techniques, TimeTunnel. Right here, TimeTunnel. Okay, bring it up here, and I'll set it up for now. All right, and then I'm going to say the maximum days, and this is going to be here, November, and November 1st. And I'm going to look at this, make sure it's right. Yeah, November. Yeah, close enough. And then I'm going to calculate it. And I'm going to take off Venus, Mercury, Moon, and I'm going to make the line a little thicker so we can all see it. There. Oh, well, good enough, I guess. And I'm going to bring this to the 4th harmonic. So now here's here it is right here. He's going to have Saturn come up and make a hard aspect to his Mercury, and we'll advance it to see when this is going to happen right there. As Neptune, as Mars squares Neptune, Saturn is in opposition to Mercury in March 27, 28. So Mars Neptune going 90 miles an hour, blind as hell. All right, not seeing this thing, acting without knowing all the facts, and Saturn, Mercury making wrong decisions. So we can mark this down as Mr. Trump making some bad decision. Plus, it's making a station. Remember, from March 28 all the way here till it comes back the last time, and again, on 8/20. So we can see that that's a long station, as you can see. All right, so he's going to have that Saturn. So he's not going to be very popular from March 28 to, God, I can't believe it's that long. Yes, it is that long. All right, I'm going to go up and to 5. Yep, okay. So March, all of April, and part of May. All right. So then it comes back and it hits its Neptune here, Saturn square Neptune, at the same time as Jupiter will be on his IC because it's in opposition to his midheaven. All right. Now we're looking at Uranus square Venus right now. All right, and he's out on a trip in the Asian trip, and Uranus square Venus. Wow, what is he going to do there now? We'll see. We'll mark it down. It comes back and hit this Venus again, come back again here. Then we can see that Jupiter on his Pluto, here it's in opposition, it's on his IC on around Christmas 12-13, then comes back and turns on his ascendant. That would be squaring his ascendant right here. Yep, squares ascendant on February 3rd. And so as you can see, Mars station is not bothering that much. I think the worst pothole that he's going to have, I think it's going to be right here. We looked at that, right here. All right, where you know he's got a lot of too much energy. When you look at Uranus, it's fairly decent. It's, you know, it works by itself, although it's going to hit Venus. Pluto is not hitting him at all. Neptune is not hitting him at all in the hard aspect. Pluto is not, Uranus and Saturn. Now, one thing that I do also, I'm going to clear this up here. All right, and take this out. I'm going to go and I'm going to say, okay, I'm going to click on Mercury here and watch. And I see Mercury here going direct, making his turn retrograde, goes over his sun, but not making his station on anything. Then it goes whap, it comes around direct here. It turns sort of his Neptune, but not really, you know, about the same time as Saturn is going to make a station on his Mercury right here. You can see that Neptune is going to turn almost at the same time. All right, so and it's close enough for him. Again, Saturn on his Mercury, Mercury on his Neptune, Mars is involved. Well, you know, we'll see what's going to happen. But I know that if he has to make a big mistaken decision, that's going to be one of them. Then we look at it here. Mercury turns on his ascendant, but again, that's a little far, and that's a little far on his midheaven too. So he's fairly good on there. All right. Now, if we look at a good aspect, all we got to do is bring that up to here, okay? And we'll look at his Mercury making station, not here, not here, not here, not here. So maybe here a little bit on his Sun, making a good station on his Sun into the latter part of July. All right. But I'll take Mercury out now because, you know, we don't need it. Okay. Now, we look at the good aspect, and here's one right here. Uranus comes and hit his Mars right here. Okay. So we can start here. We're talking about the good aspect here, and we'll advance it for the day. Here's Mars trining Mars. All right. And keep going. And then here it is, Uranus trines Mars. So that's real good energy. And then he's going to have Saturn on his Mars right here. At the same time that Jupiter is going, Mars is going to conjunct his Jupiter. Mars trines his Uranus. Jupiter trines his Mercury. Good time right here, 11-19, 11-17. 19, 19, and 19, 11, 19. So good for Mr. Trump. He's got some good aspect here. And then we can see that Jupiter is going to be in his Mercury, is going to be here on his IC on December 13, and then turn around, comes back. Wow, he's going to make a station right on his IC. Very good. All right, good positive anchor for him. And look at that station. That station is going to start roughly about June 24th, and is going to go all the way into July 29th. Very, very good. Right here, July 25. So as you can see, he's got good Jupiter. And when you look at Neptune, Neptune is here, and Neptune is going to sextile is midheaven, as Mars in opposition to Uranus, and Mars trined is Jupiter. So you can see all of that. You know, we can see all of what's going on in Trump's chart. So that's one thing. You can actually see energy, and you can actually work with it and work with the exact energy that you can see with this. All right. You can see the station, you can see all the aspect that's happening, and if you're really critical, which I don't quite use, you can go to the eighth harmonic and that semi-square and watch all the semi-square that's working with him. Again, he doesn't here. Well, we know that this was an opposition, and this is a square, so it didn't change quite a bit, the semi-square, except that Pluto is going to be semi-square. Is Jupiter right here, so actually it's a square. But you can use sixth harmonic, ninth harmonic if you want to, be a little critical. But when I work with client, I use the easy aspect and the hard aspect. Plus, I use the solar arcs and all that. And there's a way of putting that in there right here. We have a way of tools which we can do view an aspect, and that one there you can set up. I have it set up. You can set up, make all these things that you want. Here's solar arc progression. Just click on it and say calculate, and it does secondary progression in solar arc, and that's it. For Trump, and then it's at the bottom here, so you can really look at it. He doesn't have that many, as you can see. November, he's got November 25th, he's got the converse moon square in Pluto, and December 9th, he's got Mercury square in the MC, and then the green is a good aspect. But I can send that down. Alright, and when I come up, if he's got a lot of solar arc, let's see that, then I can bring it up, say, okay, I see a pothole. I say, oh wow, what's going on around that time in solar arc? So I can go back and I can bring it up here, see? So, so we're all set with that. It's got all minors and stuff like that. You can make any list that you want. Actually, in this part right here, in our the predictive techniques, you can actually do something like 62 different progression or technique. You can do solar arc, sidereal, moon arc, new moon locally, Mercury return, solar return, Mercury return sidereally. You can do all of that. Solar arc, direction on the equator, direction 1 day per year. You can do all of that. You can set that up and make and set what you want with here. You just set here what you want. I want this, I want this. You just click on it, and then what you do is that you click on this little icon here. There's a little diskette, and that will save it. You give it a name, and then when you want to look at it, like I only used to, and there it is, minor, tertiary, perfection, solar arc progression, and all that. All right, so this is one thing also that I use quite a bit when I do this. Another thing that I do is I want to take this up a little bit. When I work with the TimeTunnel, is I go and click on this and create a chart. And I'm going to take this out, and I'm going to take the chart, alright, which is right here, and I'm going to take it, I'm going to move it right here at the bottom, alright, right here. Then let's see that I go up here and I see, okay, Mars sextile the moon, Mars is in Uranus. I can click on this is the natal chart, and I say Mars is in the ascendant. The moon rules the 12th house, and Uranus is in the career. So I can put it all together where the energy is going to take place. Then I come back into here, I work on my time tunnel, I go up here again, and we know that Mars and Uranus is going to make some good aspect. Alright, Mars trines Mars, and then Mars is going to be on Uranus. And Mars Uranus, of course, we look at it, Mars in the first house, Uranus in the 10th house, means that his personal career should be good. I mean, he should be able to move something, to change something, to make something happen on these days, March 18. So as you can see, that's how you can work with the two together again. So this is a, like I said, this is something that I designed because I do client 1 hour. That's it. I spend it, and with this, I don't waste no time in flipping through papers. I go straight. I tell them what the potholes are. I tell them what the good times are. I tell them where it could manifest the energy in what department of their life to do blah blah blah. I tape it, send them the tape. They mark their calendar. That's it. And a lot of people say, well, oh yeah, I spend 2.5 hours, 3 hours with my client. Well, according to some of the psychologists and therapists that I work with, they tell me that the span of attention of a human being is an hour. That's why that every session is an hour. So you spend 3 hours, they forget everything anyway. All right, and so this way here, I'm straight to the point, get their job done, get them out, bring my next client. All right, because I do client after client every day, all day long. And this is how I do it. So as you can see, this is a great, great software. This is our Star Trek, and this is only part of it. I'm going to be doing a lot more thing with this the Star Trek. Star Trek is a it doesn't have a lot of stuff like we don't do Vedic. You can look at sidereal chart, but we don't do dashas. We don't do this. We don't do this. I'm a pure Charles Jane astrologer. I studied with Charles Jane. I felt that he was the best technical astrologer I ever met. And I know using his system is good because since 1970 I got 16 business clients that I've been dealing with, and I talk to them maybe 3-4 times a month, but every month, 2 months, we look at months day for day, and out of these 16, 11 of them has offices all over the world. All right, they have offices, they have stores all over the world and stuff like that. And this is what I use, all right, to make decisions for them. And they've been with me since the 70s. They're still with me, so I must be doing something right. And like I said, I don't use Vedic. I don't have nothing against Vedic. All right, I don't know it. I never studied it, but I know that this system works because these people keep coming back. All right, my business client, I make, $1 million decision, move a store, relocate, do this. I use horary and chart. That's it. But and this is why I designed this system, to really know where the energy is and how to use it. That's it.